Jeezy, Jeannie and Yeezy. Who's Jeannie? She's a radio talk host, show some like that, And this segment is about prenup. I hear a lot of people talk about prenup these days. Okay, there used to be a young man who used to come here earlier on. I don't know if he still stops by and just listen silently. And then the way he greets us in the chat, he would just be like prenup, and I was like, yeah, prenup, yeah. Good luck with that. Prenup is solid. Prenup is good, especially if it's properly drawn up by professionals for you. I think prenup is good, but I also think you should be careful, not thinking that prenup is going to save you from the calamities of marriage. Marriage is not your mate. Emotions no be your mate. Prenup can only go so far. That's all I'm saying. Prenup can protect you financially, but that's the easiest part. That's the easiest hurt you're going to feel when it comes to the end of a marriage. Okay, so let's talk about Jeannie. I'm going to read. I think there's an article that I had here somewhere. Let me find it. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, I found it. There you go. So there's an article here. Apparently, remember when they filed for divorce some months ago, when Yeezy, the rapper, American rapper Yeezy, talk show host Jeannie, when Yeezy filed for divorce a few months ago, he, inside of some of the documents, he says something to the effect that they had a prenup. And he wants the prenup to go according to what was agreed upon, right? That's like, ladies, that's fair, right? Like, if you draw up a prenup and you agree to what is inside of it, it just makes sense. Like, just let it be. Like, let the poor breathe. Like, let's go according to what is inside of the prenup, Let me see. Not to say like Blessing CEO, certified therapists from where? Be careful. Make sure what they're saying to you makes sense. All right, so we're talking about Jeannie, right? Let me see here. All right, good. All right, so now there's this article that's almost suggesting that she wants the prenup to be delete that shit. Right? You're right. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. But let me read this article. It says, Jeannie asked, this is an article on page6.com. Jeannie asked judge to enforce prenup. Oh, no, sorry. I take that back. Jeannie asked judge not to enforce prenup. Claims she didn't have enough time before signing it. Jeannie is asking the judge presiding over her divorce from Jeezy to deny the rapper's motion to enforce the prenuptial agreement. The talk show host, 45 years old, claims in court documents obtained by page 6 that she did not have enough time to thoroughly review the prenup before signing it. What? She did not have enough time?
Oh, beauty.
What do you mean? You didn't have enough time. You're a grown woman. You didn't have enough time to read your prenup? What do you mean? All right, let me continue. Anyway, she's asking that she did not have enough time to thoroughly review the prenup before signing it. There's no other contract where they can even entertain that kind of excuse ever outside of marriage. I think most contracts out there, if it's truly business, people say marriage is business. If it's truly business, like you signed a contract and you didn't have enough time to read it, well, that's not our fault. You signed a contract. Were you under duress? Were you under, like, what happened exactly? Anyway, Mai further alleges in Thursday filings that she and the put-on rapper, 46 years old, Yeezy, did not start negotiating the agreement until just 5 days before their March 2021 wedding. 5 days. That's a very easy way to get your prenup thrown out. A lot of people are not aware about that. Yeah. She argues that the compressed time frame raises significant concerns about the adequacy and thoroughness of the due diligence process and each party's full and fair disclosure of their financial positions. Now, if she had some kind of money to share, if she had enough money to share, she will be on the opposite side of this argument. She will like enforce that shit, enforce that right now, right? But clearly, she's not as wealthy as he is, right? I don't know if they have wealth at all, but she's not as rich. Let's call it rich. She's not as rich as she is, because if he was richer, or even anything close, she'd be looking to protect her assets. But clearly, something is wrong. The real alum, okay, she was on the Real Show, says she now has significant reservations about Jeezy's financial disclosures because he allegedly only handed over one personal financial statement with approximate values and tax returns. Before, Uncle. My claim she was not given enough time. Okay, notably absent were the comprehensive supporting financial documents that would provide a transparent and detailed view of Mr. Jenkins' assets, liabilities, and overall financial standing. The documents read, referring to Jeezy by his real name, J. Wayne Jenkins. Due to the quick nature of the negotiation process and Jeannie Mai's legitimate concerns over her estranged husband's financial disclosure, she is asking the judge to either deny Jeezy's motion to enforce the agreement or at least hold off until her team can look into things more. The sole survivor rapper filed for divorce from the TV personality in September 2023, and this isn't the first time their prenup has come into question since then. In December, Mai insinuated that Jeezy had cheated on her. In a filing obtained by TMZ at the time, her lawyer asked the court to enforce a paragraph in the prenup regarding infidelity. What? Her lawyer asked the court to enforce a paragraph in the prenup regarding infidelity. So kind of clauses and conditions that's tampering with this document already. Jesus. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a throwdown. The section in question states that if either party engages in sexual relations, an emotional relationship, or is emotionally or sexually suggestive in communication with a third party, then it shall result in a significant financial penalty upon the adulterous party. Aside from bringing up the portion of the prenup, Mai did not disclose any details about the alleged infidelity, in the hope this matter can be resolved without having to disclose such conduct publicly. However, Jeezy's rep denied the accusations, telling Us Weekly that any claim of infidelity on Mr. Jenkins' behalf are 100% false. Jeezy, who previously admitted that no amount of work could have saved their marriage, and Mai welcomed their now 2-year-old daughter, Monaco, at the beginning of 2022. Despite initially agreeing to informal custodial arrangements through the end of 2023, the Grammy nominee later accused his estranged wife of gatekeeping the toddler, which she denied. Last month, the former How Do I Look stylist insisted that she hopes to foster an open, supportive, and safe environment for both parents to actively participate in Monaco's life as long as safety is always at the forefront. She claimed she was absolutely not gatekeeping the little one, but rather waiting until certain safety precautions were put into place when the toddler is in Jeezy's care, such as locking away firearms and having properly trained caregivers. The former couple met in 2018 but kept their relationship under wraps until the following year. Jeezy popped the question with a massive diamond sparkler in 2020, and they wed a year later. So they had a COVID wedding. All right. So, what is the lesson here? What is the lesson here? I heard you would allow at least a solid 6 months pre-wedding for a legally solid prenup. Yes, as much time as possible. As much time as possible. You know, prenups are okay. I don't argue against prenup. I think people should have prenup. If you have, especially if you have assets that you want to protect, sure, you should have prenup. Just think of it as insurance. You know, you're not gonna be like, well, I don't plan that life is not gonna happen, so I'm not gonna buy insurance. Like the government is like, at least you need to have some kind of liability insurance on your car, on your rental property, on your home. You know, you live in a society, so you need to have some kind of insurance on properties, right? On if you want, you can have health insurance or not. But even in, you know, with the social laws and things like that, you're not allowed to just float around without some kind of insurance, right? Because if something happens to you, we're all obligated to kind of take care of you, directly or indirectly, right? So I guess you can look at prenup in that same way, as, you know, when it comes to the finances, assets, value, dollar sign, dollar sign, you know, you can put a prenup in place if you have significant assets to protect. But it protects you financially. I keep warning people about this, especially men. I keep warning them about this. Like, the prenup will protect you financially. That's the least type of pain you're going to experience when you do end up in divorce. Okay? That doesn't mean you shouldn't protect it, but you should protect it, but you should also manage that expectations, right? That prenup is just going to protect you. No, it won't. It's not going to protect your heart, because you're not going into marriage with the intentions to finish the curriculum before the end of life. That's right. That's not the reason why most people don't get married with a term, some kind of term on the contract. It's not a contract, right? It's more so something that people go into to do for a lifetime. But we also know that at about half of the marriages that are happening, at least today, are ending up in divorce, right? So now some people are now looking at prenup as like, what? Just get prenup. Like, no. Get a prenup if you need to get a prenup. But you need to understand that the prenup is only going to protect you financially. It's not going to protect your heart. It won't. And it's not, you know, you're playing defense just on one aspect of life too. Not like defense is 50% of the game, right? Defense, protect yourself. Offense, protect yourselves, right? Both of you, protect the relationship. Offense, right? Offense, protect the relationship. Defense, protect yourself, right? So you're protecting, you're playing defense in this game, but you're only playing defense in one aspect of life, financial, right? But the emotional aspect of things, you're like, you think you're protected, you're not protected. You're going to lose much more than money when you do feel hurt by divorce. That's inevitably going to happen if all you've been doing is protecting yourself financially. If you counted so much on protecting yourself financially with prenup, and you thought that should protect everything, and you forgot the part of character, you forgot the part of social intelligence, self-intelligence, power intelligence, emotional intelligence, you forget all about this stuff, right? If you leave all those things out and you're just protecting yourself financially, divorce is going to happen, precisely. And when it happens, sure, there's a small chance that the prenup will stand in court. All right? But if that prenup was presented 5 days before, like this kind of situation, there's a good chance it will be thrown out. It will be challenged depending on how powerful these lawyers are, how much money is at stake, right? How much money can they help her get, right? There's all kind of factors that goes into, there's all kind of vested interest in destroying that prenup. It's not just how much money she's going to make, it's how much money her lawyers are going to make. That's all depending on how much money they can help her get, right? So they're going to drag it out, right? So as you're protecting yourself financially, make sure you're protecting yourself, right? By protecting the relationship at an emotional level. You need to be doing that as well. You need to learn how marriages work before you go into marriage. You need to learn all the different intricacies, the everything that goes in and out of marriage. You need to, as much as you can, without using that to hold yourself back. You need to do that. There's a word I'm looking for that keeps crossing my mind. You need to remain a lifetime student of what it takes to keep it together, to keep a home together for a lifetime. You need to become a lifetime student. It's not something you finish, okay? And I'm sorry, prenup is not going to protect you. It can protect you financially, that's about it. It will protect your assets, but that's not even a guarantee, as you can see. It depends on what kind of clauses you have in there. If somebody's asking you for prenup, ladies especially, this is for you. If somebody's asking for prenup, don't push back. Okay, just make sure you have your own representation. That's all. It's okay, right? I mean, we're all enlightened in so many different ways. Prenup is just part of the way forward. Okay, so as you're enlightened and somebody's asking like, hey, what do you think about prenup? Say, absolutely, I'll talk to my lawyer and they will do some negotiations and make sure we're all protected. It's to protect everyone involved, to protect their assets, okay? And also to protect it from a very fair standpoint, right? On paper, right? And then keep in mind that the closer it is to the wedding, the more invalid your prenup is. All right? So they're going to drag this out. It's not, as you can see, the court of law is also not ones and zeros. It's not black and white. May the best fighter win. That's what it comes down to. Unfortunately, they're now fighting each other, as opposed to them together fighting the world, which is offense, right? They're now fighting each other, dragging it out in court, and that is what's going to be for a while. And somebody said, but you should not think about the children. You could do all right. Think about the children, quoi. Everybody will claim they're thinking about the children. They want to protect the children. They don't trust the other person, right? Because that's actually the reality. They don't trust each other. They don't trust each other. That's the reality. So you're going to see, when you see this in the future, you know what it is. Somebody said they signed prenup. Just get a prenup. Just get a prenup. Like, no, the prenup does not protect you. You should be getting prenup anyway. It protects you. It protects your assets. That's all it does. Okay? You draw up a paper that's fair, just in case of incasity, what happens between us, we decide to go our separate ways. This is how we will share the assets that we built together, the one you brought to the table, the one I brought to the table. That's all prenup is. Prenup does not protect you when you think about the grand scheme of things when it comes to a marriage. People's emotions are involved, their life is involved. They wanted to do this for a lifetime, and somebody has been, a rug has been pulled from under somebody, right? So they're not gonna want to fight fair. So if there's any kind of loophole in or any kind of clause or anything like that they can use to break that prenup apart, that's precisely what they're going to do. But that's not cool. They should not do that. They should just be fair. Good luck with that expectations. Okay, good luck. Okay, we're talking about human beings. We're not talking about Jesus Christ. Right? So if they're fighting, it is what it is. But Allah, don't mislead these people. You should just tell them to do the right thing. Okay, do the right thing. Are you happy now? Okay. Anyway, that's the real word. But that's the update from Jeannie and Yeezy's story. With that being said, I think we should get into the next story here. So what are your opinions about this? I want to know what your opinions are. What do you think is wrong? Do you think Jeannie is wrong? Should you just go by just go by what's in the prenup and let bygones be bygones? Just move on, right? Do you think she should move on, or do you think she should fight it out because she owns everything inside of that situation? Or do you think Yeezy should not let go? He should fight all the way through, right? Just keep in mind that fighting costs money too. They are fighting for, and fighting cost money. And why? How? Because lawyers must get paid. The court must get paid too, right? Chidens, I love how you keep emphasizing what prenup protects and what it does not protect. Very important to consider. Thank you, Chidima. I just don't think anybody is saying that. What you'll find is most people advising people to go do prenup. And then on the side of mostly women is silent. Like, don't say anything about it. No, it's not a big deal. The goal is to never have to use the insurance, remember? The goal is to never have to call for a claim, insurance claim. That doesn't mean you're not going to pay every month. The premium, you're going to pay, right? But it's okay. You protect everybody else. You get protected in case something happens too, right? Prenup, it's paperwork. For whoever has the biggest asset to feel safe, I guess. I don't know how much safe they're going to feel. If they already have all kind of issues with the opposite gender, if they're a gender warrior, they will never feel safe. Let me let you know right now. If that person is a gender warrior, they will never feel safe. If a person is actively showing you signs that they are a gender warrior, you better believe what you see. They will never feel safe, okay? Somebody's going to get triggered. It's going to end up where it's going to end up. And people will collect breakfast, and then there will be trauma that they now have to transfer into the next relationship if it exists. Or they will come out and tell everybody don't do relationships, and they're lying. They're still going to want bekus, and they prick. They're lying to themselves, okay? So it is what it is. Mo Francis, let her fight it out. Shebi them Kevin Samuel Camp said she's the perfect wife. They said that, right? Yeah, I wasn't following at the time. Apparently, they thought she was the perfect wife because she left the black woman for weirdos. She should show them pepper so they can learn. Oh, Benny. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there. That's my question for you. Should she fight it out, or she should just be fair? Let me know what you think if you're watching this as a replay later on. I'll be back in about 20 seconds. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One loving up, we done